Did you know that listening or failing to listen is one of the biggest hindrances of communication? We all want to be understood, Thich Nhat Hanh writes in The Art of Communicating. We all want to be understood. When we interact with another person, particularly if we haven't practiced mindfulness of our own suffering and listened well to our own selves, we're anxious for others to understand us right away. What's more, we tend to interrupt. When we listen to someone with the intention of helping that person suffer less, this is deep listening. But what happens when the other person may say things that are full of wrong perceptions, bitterness, accusation, and blaming? They say something that you find fully false or even may blame you. You are tempted to interrupt and correct them immediately. You're tempted to interrupt and correct them immediately. But this is the point, and I've seen it time and time again in my own circles and my own family. And as an empath, I'm particularly sensitive to the ways that interruptions transfer energy, make other people feel accused and respond defensively. So remember that the other person's speech may be based on prejudices and misunderstandings. You will have a chance later to offer someone information so that he or she can correct his or her perception. But not now. Now is only the time to listen. You know that the other person is suffering. When we don't know how to handle the suffering inside us, we continue to suffer, and we make other people suffer around us. We say, no, you're not right. That's not how it went, or that's not what it was, particularly when we're with intimate relationships with people that we've known for a long time, and we know them, and perhaps we even experience the same thing together. When we recall it, in these recollections, we may have different recollections. Particularly when there is extreme trauma or even extreme joy involved, we certainly may see a scenario from different perspectives, even in relationship to the person who was standing next to us at the time. So it becomes very important that we don't involve ourselves in what many people will call the drama triangle. So you say something and that other person hears that as wrong, a misperception, bitterness, anger, judgment, and that evokes that in you because you're not protected with the power of compassion to see it from their perspective and understand that seeing from their perspective is one of the ways to keep the channels of communication open, to heal that person's suffering. You're anxious to correct them, and so you engage them in a drama triangle. You feel accused, you feel victimized by what they've said, and so that you become a victimizer. You accuse them of lying even. You blame them. And so thus you go back and forth in this victim, accuser, rescuer triangle, the drama triangle, to see who's going to intervene. And if neither of you intervene, both of you just switch between victim and accuser, you will never be able to communicate. If both of you switch between victim, rescuer, and and persecutor, you certainly never get to express what's on your hearts, simply respond and react, most importantly, to what the other has said. That's not listening. That's not dialogue. There is no space for communication in these ways. Now is only the time to listen.